Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome back to the Sunday Football Review. Today, we're going to be talking about the great, the magnificent, the special, the one and only, the Shedeur Sanders. The greatest.
I forgot about this.
Great genes. Great genes. Him, Sydney Sweeney, got things in common. Great genes.
It's a good troll. Do you think he put that in there as a troll?
No, I think they all go to the same effigy in the woods, and that's why they hang. It's a couple of homies. I know your dad. We go way back. Holes in walls. Anyway, Shedeur's nightmare is just knocking away because the massagist is back on the field. And here's the crazy dynamic. I was the evil villain of last season because some clown in a Deshaun Watson jersey sitting right in front of me got offended when I woohooed when Deshaun got injured and wasn't going to be able to damn the roster for the rest of the season. It wasn't a personal thing. I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. But I definitely was a little bit excited that we weren't getting gaslit into saying this is definitely our best opportunity when clearly the crab stealing Jameis Winston was the golden opportunity we were waiting for. And that's at least 3 interceptions a game.
Didn't Miles have to say something after the game like he was mostly?
Oh, yeah, he hated the fans, and yet he still came back because he saw the plan in the office and he knew this was the way.
Yeah, we don't talk about that enough still at this point this season when he's like, I saw the quarterback plan and he smirked.
Yeah.
Like it was like a good plan. That really hasn't been brought up much this year.
So let's kind of review this last game.
Sure.
He wins in Las Vegas. Shedeur does, and everybody's like, yay, when he finally gets a full game. The Raiders suck. So when he finally gets and plays a good team.
Yeah, solid team.
A lot of humbling moments in this game. Nothing that actually, excited me to the point where it's like, you know what? Maybe there's a future, a franchise quarterback here. But I think you're looking at a solid league QB2. QB3 that'll have a longevity in the league.
There's a player there,
right?
Like there's a tribute that he has there.
What were you gonna say, Doug?
He'll basically be a journeyman, like Jameis. Travel around, be backup, second string.
I could definitely see that.
And I won't even necessarily say journeyman. Like I could see maybe he has like a Geno Smith thing in a few years, where it's like after he's been in the league, played a few games a few years, maybe he's bumped around 2-3 teams, kind of does all right for a few years with the team. Like, I'm not saying he's not capable of that, but it's like for right now, I haven't seen anything out of him where I'm like, build around this. You know what I mean? Like, and that's, and I don't want to I didn't see it with Gabriel either. So it's not like I'm saying one or the other. It's just more like,
but boy, has the internet, the fandom, it's less Cleveland and it's more the international market, but boy, have the fangs come out. Like the way people are going after Gabriel's girlfriend, and these are 2 rookies.
Yeah.
Like neither of them are the answer, but definitely stop making an enemy of somebody that didn't choose this situation.
Right.
Now, a curious consideration I want to throw out there following the San Francisco game is how much of this was Stefanski's fault?
Oh, I put a lot. This most recent game, this was a coaching blunder from first whistle to last whistle by Stefanski.
Oh yeah,
this completely really showed the highlight of when we had that 4th down, right? We had that 4th and 1, and he brings in the backup tight end to take the snap for a tush push, and it gets fumbled, and the snap is fumbled. Shocker, because it's tight end. What was that? You know what I mean? This was such a Sunday. Again, we could talk about Shedeur and I didn't play spectacular or anything like that. The big highlight, and I'm glad you brought it up to me, was Stefanski. This was a Stefanski. What us 3 have been saying for the last 2-3 years. It's boy, he can be a real game day airhead sometimes. And you really saw.
Why is that more often than not? And he gets the accolades of being coach of the year.
Well,
it's dude, this is becoming your more normal than not.
And that's the thing. It's when you hear the report saying oh, if the Browns fired him, he'd be a hot commodity for a coach somewhere. It's us Cleveland fans have seen just enough to where it's I don't care. Let him go somewhere else. It means nothing to me at this point now. I've seen enough.
There's not enough energy there to off balance all the other crap that comes with it.
No. And it's you funny enough, I just think back to his first year when we made the playoffs. and we had such a poor defense, and we made it so close in the playoffs. And now I'm looking at us with we have the best defense in the league. Let me make an Ohio State comparison. Ohio State, probably the best defense in the country. I'm going to go out. We have the best defense in the country and a really good offense. Even if we had just a mediocre offense, there's still a good chance we're 12-0. That's how important a good defense could be. You have a top 2 defense in the NFL, and it's I only feel confident we're going to win this week because we're playing Tennessee.
Can I have to say, this does present me with an opportunity for a rant that I've been itching to throw out there for a long time. Coaches for my whole career have been telling me defense wins football games. And I do believe that is far from a fact at this point. Yeah. Because if you can have the best defense in the league and the coach's offensive scheme can still find a way to lose every single time, what's it matter when your defense is dunking points? Yeah. Just here's Miles 5 times a game. Like he's coming out my favorite part of life, mom's womb. And he's just doing this every game. And I sit here and I go, that's not winning the game.
Is that the part of the rant you've been cooking on forever? That was great, man.
That was it.
That was great. No, and I agree. And but here's the thing. Then I'll look at you and be like, no, I still do think defense wins championships because Trent Dilfer is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. At one point, it's but again, there was a capable enough offense there that could win you games. I look at this team and it's I look at the touchdown Shedeur threw this week, and it's any quarterback in the league worth his salt could have made that throw. The guy was wide open. There was no one near him. I'm not going to sit here and be what an immaculate throw, but it's still, he got him the ball. That's the one play I could think of all game where a guy was wide open, no defender on the screen, and then it's our defense plays so stout, just aggressive the whole game. The battle of attrition doesn't bode well in your favor when it's constant 3 and outs. And it's man, we're just missing a few weapons to where it's this could change, but then it just comes back to the Stefanski thing. It's there is no creativity from you.
Zero.
There's nothing creativity from you when it comes to game days on Sunday. It's you're playing a better team. That's the thing. It's when you play the Raiders, it's kind of how I'm going to when you play the Titans this week because I'm picking the Browns to win. Your defense is going to smother them. They are not a good offensive team, much like us. And unlike us, they don't have the defense we have. So I just think that's where the bend is going to go in our favor. But when you're playing Kyle Shanahan, a really good coach, he has his guys. He has so many different guys touch the ball in a game. Not even just McCaffrey. Purdy's touching the ball, giving it to a bunch of different receivers. It's such a nice touchdown play, in the red zone. It was a 3rd and goal or whatever. And he does what I always say is sometimes you have to have the quarterback keep the ball. Most of the times, give the ball. Sometimes you got to keep it. And Purdy kept it and crashed, and he just walked in. Could have trotted into the end zone. We don't do that at all. And it's Kevin Stefanski for 6 years now, I think, honestly, at this point. It's we've been told what? He's an offensive guru. He's a young genius. He's a young hip guy. Not really. And maybe his time here is just up and he could catch on somewhere else. But we as Browns fans, it's I'm done. I've seen enough.
I'm there because we gave way too much leniency, at which point made it look way better than it actually was. I keep thinking back to that 2020 season, 2021, where it's the pandemic season, and he got the accolade of coaching from his basement. If I recall, I think we lost that game, but it was really close.
Wait, which game?
But it was very winnable. I just remember him being
well, it was the second
he
playoff
had
game.
COVID and he had to coach from his basement, and everybody was so proud of him.
I know
this was such a big, wow. But then, guys, I think back to the Packers game that season when it went to overtime and we should have won that game, and that was lost by coaching. I don't care what you say. Yeah. And that Packers game is probably the game that lives with the most because that was so winnable. Yeah. That was so winnable.
Baker threw 4 picks, and it was just an offensive because they were always going him empty from the gun, and it's that was never his forte. I
don't even remember it being that many picks.
Yeah, I do, because I remember that was a big deal because that's when people were I think actually no, I think that might have been the next season. But I know what you're talking about because I remember
Because this was an incredibly close
The-
game. I
the,
don't think we had 4 picks in it.
the game he had 4 picks was a close game. It was like a 1-score game. We were like going down to score to possibly win it on a final drive, and he threw a pick. But I remember that playoff game against Pittsburgh. Stefanski wasn't there because he had COVID. It was the offensive coordinator or like the lineman coach that was the head coach that game. And then the game Stefanski coached in.
Was it Van Pelt who was coaching?
Yeah,
that?
it was Van Pelt. Yeah, good call, Doug. Yeah, it was the Chiefs game that Stefanski was there, and we lost.
And that was a close game too. Like we
was like
could have won that
21-17,
game,
yeah.
man.
2017. So yeah, that was the second year. That was his second year. But I
Right.
remember that was Baker's hurt when he was hurt year. And that was like near the end of the year. Yeah. And you're right. Yeah, it was an overtime. Good call by you. And yeah, no, but like I remember there was a bunch of like there's just been so many like games throughout his tenure here where it's like, man, this just feels like it's just been like a coaching thing. And like
So he had 4 passing touchdowns, 243 passing yards, 6 carries, 0 interceptions.
so then that must have been a different game.
Yes.
'Cause I remember we lost.
No, because I remember this game was all Stefanski's fault.
Yeah.
There's did you hear the stats I said?
Yeah.
4 passing touchdowns, 243 yards.
Mhm.
Do you also recall a Nick Chubb?
Yeah.
Like this was peak Browns, bro lost.
Yeah.
Packers were totally winnable. They were deflated. If I recall, I think Aaron Rodgers was still on their team, which it was just like a cancerous
Yeah.
locker room. So Packers were the dumpster, and here was Stefanski just cooking it up and serving it right to him.
And I think the most annoying thing with Stefanski is we all know exactly how he is at the podium after these games. And it's like, we just got to look at the tape. We just got to be better. And it's like, dude, I've been hearing this for over half a decade now. And we're getting worse. That's like, I think like the worst thing. Like I've never felt more down on a Browns team than when we were honestly like the 0-16 and the 1-15. Because it's like, at least with those teams, it's like, yeah, I know we're not going to be good.
At this
Like,
point,
I know we're not supposed to
At
be
this point, I can totally say I don't trust you going and checking the tape. You're
No.
bad at it. You don't know how to
Yeah.
read it. The homework doesn't work. Why? Proof is in the pudding.
good. Hey,
Yeah,
Johnny
but at
Manziel,
least-
how much tape?
At
Yep.
least we're playing better than under Hugh. I mean, Hugh was that 2007 17 team, you know, so
Well, yeah, but like
Haven't
we
done
have a
that
better
yet.
roster. Like that's the thing. It's like I look at our team and it's like, especially defensively, yeah, we have a great roster. It's offensively, we haven't had 3 years worth of first round picks. I'm sure that came back to haunt us. But it's like when I look at the Hugh Jackson teams, it's like up until they got Baker's that year when he got fired, it's like we as fans could see. It's like I feel like we have a pretty good roster. We shouldn't still be losing.
Here's the thing. Hugh Jackson, if anything, strengthens the point. It shows how much the coach can tank
Oh yeah,
the field. And so getting to the field, Shedeur, I think he's sufficient.
Yeah.
He's keeping the lights on, but I don't think he's the answer. That's the headache people don't want to admit. But I do want to highlight something that did come from this past game because Jerry Jeudy just needs to join the unemployment line. That guy
Yeah.
should literally be on no roster. There is a guy with 26 women he had to negotiate a plea deal with, and I'm more sick seeing Jerry Jeudy on the sidelines. That's what I will say wholeheartedly. And why is that? Because I shouldn't have to see a rookie quarterback deal with this shit. Period. Stop.
yeah, and especially for like Shedeur, it's like he really didn't give you that bad of a throw.
Yeah,
And I know
for
it's what he's
Shedeur to
talking
have
about.
to stand up, like, bro,
Yeah.
you suck.
Yeah.
You're the problem too.
Like, yeah, I remember.
Let's be productive here. Work on the play. Look at the iPad. Teamwork. They had to push him away
Yeah.
because you're a clown.
Yeah, and it's like that's the thing. Like my thing with Shedeur is like I really don't have anything against the kid. The kid's trying to make the best of his opportunity. I just don't think he's the guy, and that's fine. Like we're Browns fans. We've been there, done that. We've seen it. There's a literal jersey list of names. But like when it's like Judy's having like a moment like this, it's like I remember the throw. I know exactly what throw he's talking about. He's talking about that deep one that was over the middle that it looked like Shedeur overthrew him. And it's like, you even had the announcer say to like,
Dude,
it looked like,
what does he do right here at the end of Shedeur's? Be like, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about, man.
yeah. And like, that's the thing too. It's like, Jerry, like I remember that route. It almost looked like you kind of stopped on it at the end. And it's like, You had the announcers even kind of say it, like it looked like Jerry gave up at the end.
Dude,
It
my
was like
thought,
barely
Yeah,
overthrown.
Doug, what were you gonna say?
my thought watching this too is like usually when they're on the sideline looking at the iPad there, an offensive coach or some kind quarterback coach, something is usually there looking at it with them, talking to the guy upstairs, all that. Where's a coach during all this, man? Like, dude, Jerry Judy's in the face of your quarterback, and a coach isn't doesn't have anything to say about this, or isn't around trying to help a rookie quarterback at all on the sideline.
Well, I think that's a Stefanski thing too, because it's like that's been kind of a narrative that's been there all season. Is like this isn't the guy he wanted, and like you really kind of see it with the body language. It's like he doesn't really want to have anything to do with Shedeur.
Yeah, it's very weird.
It is weird, isn't it? Like it's kind of like, dude, like I get it.
He is a teammate.
like
He's still a part of the team.
not only that, he's your player. He's your starting quarterback.
Yeah,
like, go talk to
now
the,
more
like,
than
yeah,
ever.
Like, go talk to the kid. You know, especially when like I'm watching Shedeur out there, and it's like he's not really half-assing it, other than like that 4th and 31.
Here's
where he,
the
like,
truth.
slid
We
it.
all gotta say it as loud as we can. He doesn't look like he doesn't belong.
Right. Yeah. No, like I'm not.
He
looking
looks
up
like
there-
he belongs.
Yeah, I'm not looking out there being like, why is he out on the field? It's like, no, I get it.
Here's the truth. Let's be honest again. After seeing 2.5 games of Shedeur
Yes.
and whatever else of Gabriel, 15 or 12, I'm going to say this. Very much have less faith in Gabriel.
Well, yeah, no, and that's like the thing.
So what is the head coach doing? But going back to the Jerry Jeudy thing, he gets pressed on it after the game, and this is his remarks.
Sideline confrontation between you and Shedeur. What kind of was going on there, and are you guys okay?
Yeah, no, we spoke about it. We good.
What was the conversation about on the sideline?
I like gingerbread.
It was about a play.
Just one? Just one?
Yeah.
Do those sorts of things just happen like in the heat of a game and you just talk through it afterwards? Generally?
I mean, it's emotional sport. You know, things like that happen in football.
Keep in mind, this is a guy who tried hot dogging it the week before, and it got fumbled after Shedeur
Yes.
got him the ball in like a deep route. When
Yep.
It was a really good throw.
That play is absurd.
Yeah,
Should
you know
be
what I mean?
so embarrassed. If anything, that should be the trophy on your shelf. You should never be able to hide from that. Guess what? I want you to think, whether it's true or not, every person that walks in your house is, everybody's thinking about that play.
Yeah.
You're a loser.
Yeah, you shouldn't be like yelling at Shedeur next game. Then
You should
Or
only yell at
a
yourself
barely
because you're
overthrown
very
ball.
much deserving of it.
Yeah, like you're yelling at the kid for a barely overthrown ball to where me as a viewer kind of look at me like, kind of look like you stopped running a little bit or you weren't running as hard. So, I know. So,
But not only that, man, y'all know I am.
Yeah,
Pat
that's
your
me.
chest first, homeboy, because you've been dropping a lot of passes out there. You ain't been playing lights out. We all out here making the mistakes. Let's work through this together.
Yeah.
All right, pat your chest first. Shedeur ain't gonna make every play. Shoot, he a rookie, second start. I just don't like how aggressive he came over there, man. Go talk to the young fella. But you coming over there clapping and all that, like for Shedeur to stand up, that stand up is like, all right, bro, you doing too much and you disrespecting me now. Rookie or not.
I agree.
Yep.
Shedeur ain't making all them antics and all that when you dropping the football. So, man, come over here and talk to me, man. Let's get this thing right. You ain't got to come over here clapping your hands and talking all tough and talking all crazy.
Completely unacceptable by Jerry Jeudy.
So here's what I'll say.
Sure.
We have to agree, something that's been the theme for how many years of Browns dialogue at this point? It's the locker room. It's always the locker room. And when you've got players that can't communicate to each other right, coach each other and work together, this is a team. Obviously, this is a group that's working against each other more than it's working with each other.
It's just a lack of accountability.
And
Like
and
you're
you know
really
what? Doug
saying that.
raised a good point. Where's the coach?
Yeah.
Here's two players. Here's a veteran who sucks getting into a rookie who's trying to figure it out. Where's the coach?
You know, think of the other veteran wide receivers we brought in over the years. Like I always just
Yeah.
constantly
If
think
we
back to
didn't have Jarvis,
Yep.
if we didn't have Jarvis as a player coach, we would have been cooked.
You know, like that's what I mean. And it's like it's kind of always how I viewed Stefanski. It's like truthfully,
What is Donovan Peoples-Jones, People's person, without Jarvis keeping his head straight?
yeah, you know, and it's like another one of those things. It's just like when it comes back to like Stefanski, it's like I think there are a lot of guys in this league that are like for instance, look at Ohio State's defense coordinator Matt Patricia. He's a head coach. It didn't work out for him. And like he probably realized, like, I should stay in my lane. I'm a great defensive coordinator. I'll make a ton of money, have a lot of his success. I look at Stefanski, it's like I don't get head coach vibes from him.
Nope.
Like, you know, I'm sure as an offensive coordinator, maybe he goes back to just doing that. Probably be pretty decent. Like he probably would, like honestly, but like as a coach, like having these men stay accountable. I know you don't like the Lions coach, but like there is an accountability he has. For his players.
I'll give you that.
Like that's like,
Hey, dude, as he's crying his ass off at the podium, he's still got those guys standing behind him.
yeah, and they're
Proudly.
too.
Proudly.
They're probably grind too. But it's like, but like that's the thing. It's like that's always been my issue, especially like the post Baker era with Stefanski is there's no identity for this team, and there's a lack of accountability.
Well, dude, I look at a guy like Miles, and it's like, what's it mean to be the Hall of Famer worth $300 million when you can't even be the guy that can lead a team?
Well,
you're $300 million and nobody's rallying behind you.
And I hate to pick on him because like I don't want to hold anything against, but like Joe Thomas, like I look at Joe Thomas's career, it's like you one of the best left tackles of all time, and you probably can't even name all the quarterbacks you guarded against because like that's just how bad it was. And I understand he's a left tackle; he only has so much he can control over a game.
Yeah,
but it's like,
but at the same time, when you're trying to keep yourself relevant and get the clicks, you do an interview with Johnny Manziel, and he goes, "If you had any complaints or anything, what would you say?" And Joe Thomas gave the most political answer. Like, I really wish you would have focused more. But it's like, dude, you're the Hall of Fame lineman that his accolade is that he never missed a damn game and was the player that played the most consecutive games of all time. Maybe grab the kid and crack his ass and straighten it out. Like, at some point, everybody needs to be on the same motive, and we all need to kind of hold each other accountable. Isn't that what football locker rooms were since your youths?
And I remember like part of the Baker issue is like sometimes he'd be a bit too bright. Like I remember Duke Johnson, he just said he's like,
Hey,
if
called
you're
out
not,
Duke.
Yeah, he's like, if you're not here, like if you're not going to be here, then you ain't one of us. And it's just like, but it's like I need that mentality for this team because there's no mentality.
And you know what? I love you making that point because that is ironically at the peak of Browns.
Yeah,
that was peak Browns when the players were say that. Yes. Did he turn out to be a locker room cancer? He did. But there was something really fun about Odell buying a $1 million RV for Berea's parking lot outside of the spring training facility so the guys could play video games and have a place to hang out with their quarterback.
Well, I'm sure at this point, maybe he wishes he hadn't because I hear he's in money trouble. But at the time, it's like camaraderie.
He can live out of an RV now. He's got an RV.
It is ironically you say that. We need to cut to the clip of him complaining about not having money.
I always explain this to people like, bro, you give somebody a 5-year, $100 million contract, right? What is it really? It's 5 years for 60. You're getting taxed. That's 12 a year, that you have to spend, use, save, invest, flaunt, like whatever, however, just being real. I'm going to buy a car. I'm going to give my mama a house. I'm going to do everything costs money. If you're spending $4 million a year, that's really $40 million over 5 years, 8 a year. That's a 5-year span of where you're getting $8 million. Can you make that last forever? And you always hear the people who ain't us and ain't been in the position like, oh, well, that would last a lifetime. We weren't taught about no financial literacy and all the way. We weren't
talk about it all the time.
We weren't taught this skill.
Dude, you don't understand what it's like to burn through $100 million. Like, you don't understand how easy that is. You're right. I don't know how easy it is. Can I? Can I hit that opportunity?
I could easily make $100 million, probably last my entire lifetime.
Okay, first off, Jack Mack, whose take I would like to include, but we're just going to show the clip itself. But his whole position is if you get, $80 million or $60 million, he kept like whittling it down, and you don't have generational wealth, you're a problem.
Yeah, he's spot on, Jack. Spot on, Jack. But that's what I mean. That's what I've always thought. Like, I always like, again, like, now let me compare another Cleveland team, the Indians. It's like, you have Jose, but it's like, why do we miss Naylor? It's like, because he was just a person. Like, there was like an attitude that kid brought.
Yeah.
There was sort of, and it's like this team.
And you watched him in the postseason, bringing for his new team.
Yeah, and it's like and it's one of those things, and it's, but like for the Browns, it's like there's no identity, and this team hasn't had it, and the coach isn't bringing, and the coaches never brought it. Like it was always dependent on the players, but it's like it can't always be left up to the players to bring that identity. Like I look at these other teams, like I think of like Belichick's Patriots. It's like
Steelers.
Or the Steelers.
Like those are teams that they know.
Watch out for the Steelers.
They know exactly what that team is. Like that team, that whole everybody that works in that building knows exactly what we stand for, exactly what we do. And if you're not someone who's going to bring that to us, you don't have a place here. Here is just like, oh, please fix this. Please fix that. Oh, we got a leak up here. I hope this guy fixes it. That's been the Browns this entire time. And that's why it's like, personally, I just want a clean house.
Yep.
You know, and
We
I
gotta start
understand like
again.
the main conversation's been Stefanski, and he's got to be the first one to go, in my opinion. But it's like, clean the house. Everybody but Jimmy's gonna go because Jimmy can't leave.
I wish we could get
Unfortunately,
Jimmy.
but like that's like the
That's
thing.
the
It's like,
owner.
that's where we're at. And it's like, if I hear at the end of the year, it's like, oh, we're gonna give him one last ride into the sunset. I'll be like, dude, this isn't the last crusade. This isn't Indy's dad and the two others riding off into the sunset. The house is on fire, dude. And I don't want these guys making these 2 picks.
Well, I wanted the house on fire. It's an insurance claim so I could build the new house
Yeah.
up the road.
You're gonna have Carnell Tate available, and the Browns are gonna be like, let's get like a nose tackle again. They'll be like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Let's trot Jerry Jeudy out there again. Watch us somehow not.
Can we
cut him.
just talk about May on the Patriots? It's just like
Drake. Oh, I thought you
I'm
meant
just
the money.
sitting here. I'm just sitting here like that was available.
Oh, dude.
You guys get that, right?
Yeah.
We had a whole dialogue about 2 crappy rookies that the whole internet's fighting over racism for, and it's like, and this guy was available.
Yep.
He's turned out to be the next franchise quarterback for the
Could
Patriots.
have drafted Bo Nix. Didn't draft Bo
Oh?
Nix. But why didn't we? No first round picks. Wonder where they were. Wonder where
They were getting a massage
Hey.
tight behind the
You
shoulders.
want to know the best part is? Want to know how good they were? He's back out there. He's reactivated.
Ugh.
He's reactivated.
Huh?
You want to know how bad it is if they end up somehow playing him the last like 3 games? And he
I'd
looks like
love
the
it.
best quarterback we've had on the roster.
Because then they got to pay him, and then they lose out on their insurance. So part of me is like, do it. Make that little Tennessee rich boy bleed.
It's
Money.
In
We want him
Minecraft.
to drip money in Minecraft.
in Minecraft. Yeah, no, that's
Oh.
it's so fun being a football show when your team is the Browns, though, isn't it?
Oh.
Like, I know we're one of many in the area, but like it's like every week it's the same. It's dumpster fire. Please fire him. Please fix this. And then it's shimmy. Like it's just always the same.
And getting to how you concluded it earlier, which is Stefanski's just saying it.
Yeah.
That's where this is, and we could start closing up shop there.
If he catches on somewhere else, I don't care.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. It's like I'm not like I think of like the Steelers moving on from like Tomlin. It's like, one, I don't know if he's going to go somewhere else and coach. He might decide to retire, and if he does, kudos, you're a Hall of Famer. All your accolades are there. If he goes and coaches somewhere else and does well, at this point, Pittsburgh fans are going to be like, "Oh, we had him." You're going to be like, "No, this has ran its course."
Right.
Fortunately for them, the course is almost 2 decades with a lot of success.
Yeah, I was gonna
Here
say.
it's like 6 years, and it's like, dude, you're so lucky Joe Flacco showed up and won like 5 games against like really bad teams and got us into the playoffs.
Yes.
Because other than that, it's like I'm very confident. I think every year Stefanski would have gotten less wins. But in other good news, I mean the Buckeyes still got them.
In other good news, we do have the Buckeyes, and do you want to know why the Buckeyes just keep having success? It's because they know how to do it. Their head's in the right place. Wait, can we tap into Columbus real quick? Don't forget to thank the bus driver. Dude,
That's pretty good.
That would be awesome.
Dude, that would be incredible.
That's pretty good.
Tyler Joseph performed Heathens right in front of there in that screen. We just dominated all season in that stadium, and we just caught a dub on Victory Royale.
And we're 24 hours away from kickoff for the Big Ten championship.
I can't
Like,
wait.
it's been a great, like for them, it's
Did you see there was a picture I sent to my dad where tickets for the Big Ten championship, highest corner, $650.
Oh, I was gonna guess like
Same
400.
ticket for the Cleveland Browns, $7. Oof. We've got a little bit of a economic dynamic in Ohio.
Let me ask you a question. I don't go to Browns games often. Funny enough, last Browns game I went to was the famous Deshaun Watson game.
Oh,
So How much are tickets for the dog pound? I understand those are mainly like season ticket holders.
Well, it
but, like,
depends on where. Like, they're not that expensive, especially up high. Like,
Okay.
there's what, 2 sections or 3 sections? I can't remember how that wraps over. But either way, the bottom section is going to be more expensive, especially the closer you get. But I imagine, here's the funny thing. San Francisco's game probably was not as expensive as the Titans game because
we might win.
we think we're going to win.
We might get this win.
We're playing poopy again. We get excited every time. Ooh, the Raiders? Oh, get Shedeur out there. All right. With everything being considered, let's get into our review. Let's look at the games coming up this week and some of the predictions you can expect.
Yay.
Looking at the schedule this week, Thursday night football, Cowboys showed up.
Absolute shootout.
Yeah.
Absolute shootout on Thursday night.
Well, and looking at how the Cowboys performed last week, they're having a better season than I thought they were going to.
They are. Honestly, under this
The way they started, I was like, long season.
no, it
No,
was like new coach, you're not sure, and he's kind of an unnamed coach. Like he hasn't had any prior experience. And I mean, you're 6-1. You probably still have a shot at making the playoffs as a wild card team, depending on how your last 4 games go. So I mean, hey, they're still in it. Detroit was in a must-win game.
that's right.
For them, they're already. It is funny though. You are seeing a lot of teams this year. A lot of teams going the last like 4 weeks, and it's already like playoff mentality for them. Like,
As
we
it
gotta
should.
keep on it. Like, we
You're
gotta keep on
there.
it.
You're there. It's week 14.
Yeah.
You got 3 more.
There's not many teams. There's probably like I could think of like Denver and like New England and Philly, where it's like, yeah, we have our division kind of wrapped.
Right.
We
right.
only probably have to win 2 more games, and we're probably pretty set.
Looking at the Seahawks, Falcons being the kickoff for our Sunday football games,
I think
the
it's
Seahawks
just-
are going to crush them.
Yeah, I think it's
The Battle of the Birds, the Seahawks are going to crush them.
Yeah, Falcons, man. I feel bad for Falcons. They really took a gamble with Michael Penix, and I just think like he hampered by leg injuries his whole career. Yeah,
Yep.
like another one. I think he tore his ACL again.
Yeah.
Like, that's awful.
Steelers, Ravens.
AFC North.
I love a good dogfight. Look at 6-6 versus 6-6. Everything's on the line, and I don't think the Ravens have the edge in this game.
Lamar has not played well since he's come back.
Nope.
And they've actually been winning.
And
in
I gotta
spite of that, but
say-
he has not played well.
Derrick Henry has been too.
You know what?
I just don't think they're using him as well as they could be. They're trying to rely on Lamar too much. And I also think you're starting to see that age.
that was gonna be my point. I was like, do you think you're finally starting to see
It's there, dude.
mileage kind of catch up to him?
Well, and I also think it doesn't help that he's running without a giant turd coming out the back of his helmet. And that tends to, that was giving him the extra pep in his step.
I forgot. Yeah, I did cut his hair.
That was a giant turd out the back of his helmet.
I honestly forgot. I haven't paid attention to it. Oh.
Well, it was gross.
The most exciting game of the week is next.
Dun, 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 dun! The Cleveland Turds versus the Titan Turds.
Thank God it's at 1. Thank God it's at 1 though. Like, thank God. Imagine if this was like at 4:30 and we
I was
lost.
gonna say, like, why would this game even be 4:30?
1-11.
1-11. There is a combined 4-20 record right there.
There's a lot of people in Tennessee going, there's hope.
Oh, I would. I would be like, oh my God, they suck too. Their only fear right now is literally the defense.
I'd fear them.
Literally the best unit on that field is our defense for that
I think
game.
I saw Cam
100%.
Ward has been sacked like 48 times this year already. 4
Well,
times.
well
a
how
game.
about you go ahead and make it
So-
54, baby?
Yep.
Honestly, it wouldn't shock me if it got up there.
Yep.
4
One
times
shot.
a game.
Wouldn't shock me. Yeah.
I'm going with the Brownies.
This is a big.
You know what? We're always very reluctant on this show to pick the Browns. So I think
Not this week.
This,
Not this week. I
this
feel
is
pretty good.
Yeah, I think we can do that for
What are
ourselves.
the odds on this one? I wonder what the line is. We've got to be favored.
I'm sure.
We were favored, yeah.
Colts, Jags.
This is a
This is a
really
good fight.
important game.
This
This is a really important game for both of them. Because I think the Jags have the up on them in the division.
Well,
Jags
and here's what
lose.
I'll say. I want the Colts to win.
Oh, absolutely.
If it was 2 weeks ago, I would have chosen the Colts. Us being our draft pick as Browns fans being determined by the Jags, they're our first round draft pick. Of course, I want them to lose, but something in my stomach tells me they're winning, dude. They are on an upswing.
Yeah, it feels like
If
the
you've been
Jags are
watching
on
them
an
these last
upswing,
3 weeks, it's like
and the Colts
they're
are kind
playing
of on
the
a downswing.
Chiefs. They're playing dang good teams, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
This is a different team now.
The Jags. I don't know.
I'm picking the Jags to win, but I want it to be the Colts. And in 2 weeks ago, I would have thought it'd be the Colts 10 times over.
I don't know what's funny is I have no utmost confidence though in either quarterback.
I agree. Well, you know what? Even as I'm saying, man, I'm picking the Jags. It's not like there's a lot of pieces, parts even around that quarterback to help them.
Right.
But I still think it's the Jags. I go watch those games on a Sunday, and I'm like shocked every time.
Yeah, no, honestly.
Absolutely shocked.
For them to be 8.
You know what it tells me? That reminds me of the 2017, 2019 Browns.
Right.
Where it was like, for some reason, they're damn good.
We have a pretty decent roster, and we're winning games.
Yep.
I wouldn't say we have a top 5.
Yeah, there was no here's the star.
Right, yeah.
But it was solid.
I wouldn't say we're a top 4 roster in the division, but top 6.
They're scrappy.
Top 6, and it's if you have a bad day,
we're taking it.
Yeah, we can win that game,
I'm going with the Jags.
Wow, this next game sucks.
Yeah, Commanders, Vikings.
I'll take the Jags.
Commanders, Vikings. I'm going with the Commanders. Shocker, but I am.
I'm going with the Commanders because I think J.J. McCarthy is awful.
And they've had and the Vikings, boy, have they gone dry. And the Commanders have been solid. There's probably at least 3 games you're seeing affecting their loss record that easily could have gone the other way. Just they had solid performance and were outperformed.
This doesn't help when you have your backup playing majority of the year.
Exactly. Dolphins, Jets.
I got Dolphins.
6-7.
I'm taking them. I think their schedule couldn't have gone any better for them to possibly be a great meme.
And they deserve it.
As a meme.
And they deserve it.
At the beginning of their year, it started off as one big meme.
I want to see Tua do that at the after speech. 6-7. Brain rot, literally and figuratively.
Oh, wow. That would be a great bit for him to do. Yeah, I'm going Miami.
Yep. Saints, Bucks, Buccaneers, obviously.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bucks.
Bengals, Bills. Here's what I'll tell you. The Bills have been such a letdown this season. My prediction of this game, the Bills are going to let the Bengals look damn good. Are they going to win? I don't know. But they're surely going to let Joe Burrow's going to look leather pants sexy tomorrow. Today. I forgot what day it is. Or sexy today. Simply because the Bills are going to let him.
Yeah. He seems like...
Who's James Cook? Who is that guy?
Yeah.
Is he a player on the team anymore?
Yeah, I just think Burrow, for some reason, since he's got in this league, he sucks against the Browns, but he is immaculate.
I don't get that.
He's immaculate against the Bills and the Chiefs.
As a Cleveland human, he just comes here and it's like kryptonite. It's like because, Superman's from Krypton. It's just like, he just comes back home and he's like, I can't.
I really don't get his deal with us, and then goes against the Bills and the Chiefs, and it's like, Christ, he might be the best quarterback in the league.
Not with us.
Yeah, not with us.
Why? Because Miles is coming out the womb.
You're so glad he added that to his sack repertoire, aren't you?
Dude, he hasn't. That was never added. That's been his thing for a decade. And at a certain point, it's like, dude, can you explain? What are you doing?
Opening up, coming out.
Not yet.
No.
Closet's still warm. The closet's still warm. All right. Going to the 4:00 games, wow, Broncos, Raiders.
How the hell did that one get scheduled?
Because the Raiders are in Nevada. Yeah. Their home games kind of force that.
But yeah, Broncos.
Bears, Packers. I'm going with
rivalry.
I'm going with the Packers, but I think I'm going with the Bears. Bears are the better team right now, and the Packers, they seem to lose. I don't
know. This one's tough.
It's a damn good game.
I'm not bought into the Bears yet. I'm not bought into the Bears.
But dude, they're a better record than the Colts and the Jags that we just had a whole talk about.
For me,
the Bears have shown to be worth your attention.
No, I'm not saying they're not worth my attention like the Colts and the Jags, but it's like I look at them. I have more faith in a Jordan Love than I do with a Caleb Williams, the same way I view kind of Danny Dimes and Trevor Lawrence. It's I'm not fully bought in yet. I'm not saying you can't make me a believer yet. You know what? I'll go Packers. I'll go against you on this one. But I think it'll be a tight game. It's a cool rivalry game. I think that's a great rivalry game.
That'll be a great 4:00 game.
It's the only good 4:00 game looking at this slate right
here.
Now,
looking at the next one, Cardinals, Rams. The Cardinals record I don't think reflects how solid of a team they've been, at least even the second half of the season. but the Rams are going to roll
I
them.
think Marvin Harrison's out. I think I saw a thing he's ruled out. So.
I think Trey Benson, though, is finally supposed to come back for them. So they finally have another running back on their roster.
Yeah, they don't. For what their record is, if I were to hear like their coach is in a hot seat, I'd be surprised. I'd be like, I don't really think the team's as bad as what their record reflects. I just think like a lot of things have kind of gone against their way this year, and Murray's been hurt for a lot of it. I will say though, I'm curious if they're going to move on from Kyler. I think like he's been there long enough. Kind of battled some injuries.
I think it's time.
Like
You can start thinking about it.
That conversation's been had.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm taking the Rams,
but he will find value somewhere else in the
someone will
league
pick
for
him up.
sure.
He's a former first-round pick.
We'll probably bring him to our team.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Honestly, if we sign Kyler Murray, I'd be like, why not? Kid was like number 1 draft pick.
Welcome to the quarterback graveyard. It's Myles Garrett's collection in his driveway on Halloween.
Hand him your W9.
Sunday evening game. We're looking at the Texans and the Chiefs.
Well,
This
the
is going to
Chiefs
be a
have to win
great
this one,
game.
but I think the
Chiefs got to
Texans are.
win. Texans got to play not only the Chiefs, but the referees. And I think they might come out victorious. I'm going with the Texans.
I'm going with the Texans too. Something's off with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Something's off. I was high on them a few weeks ago, and now I'm really
Mahomes
back on
has
them.
still been playing really good this year, dude. Throwing
Yes.
over 200.
But I
every
think for the
game.
rest of the team, Taylor Swift's witch ceremony just isn't paying off for them.
I just think their other players have sort of aged out, and their younger players haven't
Yes.
quite developed into the players.
yeah,
they want them
Xavier
to be.
Worthy. Like, what is that guy?
And again, they're still young, and maybe, but I just think like there's just sort of like, for instance, like the running back position. Remember Pacheco?
Yeah,
like a few years
for
ago
Kareem
was
Hunt
like,
to be it, leave, come back, and still be it. What do we got going on here?
It's like Kareem's not what Kareem used to be. Still gets good output. You know, I'm not gonna do the Andrew Berry and be like, there's nothing left in the tank. It's like, no. If you put him in a good system, you can still produce for you.
100%.
But I just think like at a couple positions they're sort of missing the link. And it's like last year or this year, it's like last year they were 10-1 in 1-score games. And this year it's like, I'm just looking at the record, I would assume like 500. They're probably 500 in these 1-score games. That could be a difference in a season, especially in a division where the Chargers and the Broncos are having a good year.
Dude,
Yeah.
Chiefs had an incredible year last year. So
Yep.
to be where they are this year is just
They were undefeated through like
yeah.
up until this
Up
week.
until
Like they were like, and it's like I just think like I think Kelsey probably overstayed his welcome one year. Like I just think like probably should have retired. Like I just don't think, and I just because for like I agree with Doug. I think Pat, funny enough, didn't have as good of a year last year. Is having a better looking year this year, and I just think a couple pieces are off there. Just a couple pieces. You know, I don't think they're a bad team by any means, but it's like I think they're a team that's had a really hard time finishing games in the fourth quarter this year.
I agree. All right, now looking at our Monday night football game, Eagles Chargers. This is gonna be a darn good game.
For a lot of stinker games we've had this week, we've had a lot of really good games. On the
Monday's gonna be awesome,
Yeah.
and I want it to be the Chargers so bad, but I do think it's gonna be the Eagles.
I think it'll be the Eagles. They seem like the league's most dysfunctional team, and they just keep winning. They just keep winning.
I was gonna say I think they seem like the most solid team.
I think
Like, yeah,
it's
they
like
got
a
four
roster,
lo-
yes, I think
They're
absolutely.
just solid. They're a unit, and the Chargers, they're gonna be hard to beat depending on what Chargers show up that day.
exactly. It always comes down to how Herbert's going to do.
Yep.
It really does.
So looking at the teams that got the bye, this is the last week of the byes. We got the Giants, the San Francisco 49ers, Patriots, and the Panthers. All right. Let's get to our favorite part of the episode, at least for me, because I keep making you guys money. I'm doing my job. The rest of the studio, not fitting it. But last week, we had our parlay picks of the week. And unfortunately, Douglas and Will lost. But I brought us home the dub. So to incentivize us to keep winning, you know, we have to drink an ice. Go ahead, do your punishment.
Well, that was really good.
You did a good job catching up.
That was really good, Will.
Oh God.
Okay.
That does suck.
The whole purpose of doing these is so we can incentivize the losers that continue to lose each week to actually bring us home a victory. So hopefully this incentivizes us. Join in on the fun. This week, our parlay picks. Doug's going with Devon A-Chain, 70-plus rushing yards.
Against the Jets, I I'll be so pissed if I miss again. I'll be pissed.
I mean, I'll be pissed if I miss again, but
Yeah, facts. Amika Ogbuka from the Buccaneers.
I was gonna say Crash Bandicoot.
That's Ogbuka. Unfortunately, I don't have much faith in the anytime TDs because they could have a great game but not get the touchdown. But I definitely think it's against the Saints.
He had the second best odds from what I saw, and the other one was Bucky Irving. So it was like Bucky and Mecca were the top two to be considered to score a touchdown. So I was like, all right.
Dunk it. I'm all for it. And then I'm going with Judkins. I really do. I think, especially against a Titans defense.
Here's the thing. I know they've only won one game. I honestly don't know anything about their defense. I know their offense is pitiful.
I was thinking that too. I
don't know if they have like a solid. I know they're not ours. I know for a fact they're not like our defense. So I think you're going to be fine. Like I think that's a good bet for you.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. So, guys, we appreciate you joining us. Hey, you should jump in on that pick. We're going to try to make you money, but otherwise, we're going to be here every Sunday. So, good luck with your fantasy football leagues. Hopefully, playoffs. Some of us are in the playoffs. Some of us are watching everybody else in the playoffs. But as that goes, enjoy your Sunday, and we'll catch you next week. Peace.